This is TWiT.
The Garmin hack. Lawrence Abrams' bleeping computer, as we know, has always had a strong interest in ransomware. So I'm not surprised that his coverage of the Garmin ransomware attack was the most detailed of any I've seen, nor that he's had access to some Garmin insiders who have reached out to provide him some extra tasty bits. Among other things, an employee inside Garmin informed him that the initial ransom demand was for $10 million.
Whoa.
We don't know. Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah, $10 million.
Okay.
We don't know what ransom was finally paid, but it seems more certain than ever that Garmin did pay up. Lawrence wrote, after a 4-day outage, Garmin suddenly announced that they were starting to restore services, and it made us suspect that they paid the ransom to receive a decryptor. Then, last Saturday, Lawrence posted, today, Bleeping Computer gained access to an executable created by the Garmin IT department to decrypt a workstation and then install a variety of security software on the machine. Since Wasted Locker, that's the ransomware, is an enterprise targeting ransomware with no known weaknesses in their encryption algorithm, a decryptor cannot be made for free. And remember that Bleeping Computer has been sort of a focal point for the less than well-designed ransomware where mistakes were found in the encryption, which allowed for the creation of a no-charge decryptor, and those have been organized and are and can be found through Bleeping Computer. So he said, to obtain a working decryption key, Garmin must have paid the ransom to the attackers. And he said, this is where he said, it's not known how much was paid, but as previously stated, an employee had told Bleeping Computer that the original ransom demand was for $10 million. When extracted, this restoration package, this is the one that they received a copy of that had been prepared by Garmin's IT department. This restoration package includes various security software installers, a decryption key, a Wasted Locker decryptor, and a script to run them all. When executed, the restoration package decrypts the computer and then preps the machine with security software. Garmin's script contains a timestamp of July 25th, 2020, which indicates that the ransom was paid either on the 24th or 25th. Using the sample of Wasted Locker from the Garmin attack, that is the actual ransomware from the Garmin attack, Bleeping Computer encrypted a virtual machine and tested the decryptor to see if it would decrypt their files. He said, in our test, the decryptor had no problems decrypting our files. So what was interesting was that the package received by Bleeping Computer included references to both the cybersecurity firm Emsisoft, E-M-S-I-S-O-F-T, or Emsisoft, and the ransomware negotiation service Coveware. When Bleeping Computer subsequently reached out to Coveware, they were told that they do not comment on any ransomware incidents reported in the media. And similarly, Emsisoft told Bleeping Computer that they could not comment on any cases, that they create decryption tools and are not involved in ransom payments. Brett Callow, a threat analyst at Emsisoft, said, I cannot comment on specific cases, but generally speaking, Emsisoft has no involvement whatsoever in negotiating or transacting ransom payments. We simply create decryption tools. Okay, now that's interesting news. So it might seem odd for a reputable security firm such as MSysSoft to have anything to do with ransomware, but they have an interesting angle. As we know, the decryption side of the ransomware mess sometimes receives much less attention from the bad guys who need to create the decryptor than the encryption side. Consequently, the decryptors have tended historically to be buggy, to crash, or to, for some reason, fail to fully undo the damage that they had originally done, despite having received a valid key. So that's where MSysSoft comes in. They reverse engineer questionable ransomware decryptors for which the decryption key is known to create a more robust and reliable decryptor for a victim's systems. MSysSoft's ransomware recovery services page states, if the ransom has been paid, but the attacker provided decryptor is slow or faulty, we can extract the decryption code and create a custom-built solution that decrypts up to 50% faster with less risk of data damage or loss. So this also explains why the decryption package Garmin finally used also contained legitimate security software. That extra security software, along with an improved decryptor, may have been provided by MSysSoft or may have been put together by Garmin's IT. And of course, as we mentioned last week, now that Evil Corp has been attributed as the creator of Wasted Locker and has been placed on the U.S. sanctions list for using Drydex to cause more than $100 million in financial damages, paying this ransom could lead to hefty fines from the government. So, due to these sanctions, sources familiar with Coveware have told Bleeping Computer that the negotiation company has placed Wasted Locker on their own restricted list starting in early July and will not be handling negotiations for related attacks. So it does look like Garmin paid a ransom, $100 million, $10 million. Yeah, jeez. That was the initial demand.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I understand how hard it is to remediate after a ransomware attack. But if you have a backup of your data, there'd be no reason to pay the ransom, right?
Right.
So this is an implication that Garmin didn't have a copy of its data?
Well, I've seen reports. There was another firm, I can't remember. It was also in the news last week. They had 30,000 workstations encrypted. Mm-hmm. That demand started also at 10 million. They ended up settling, if you can call it that, to 4.5. So the negotiation through an intermediary came out at 4.5. I don't remember now the name of the company.
Because I wouldn't, even if you did this, maybe, it's 30,000 workstations. It'd be cheaper to pay and have them decrypted and then just working again. But would you ever trust that station? That's wouldn't.
Exactly the problem.
You're still going to have to wipe it and reinstall everything no matter what you pay.
Yep.
I just don't get it. I'm missing something.
Well, my feeling is, certainly anybody now would have protection against, like their main corporate databases would be secure. But it might just be that, that they're not doing nightly backups, like nightly images or incrementals of every single workstation in the organization.
Right.
And so,
well, they should.
Exactly.
And you should have cold backups, right? You don't want hot backups because those could back up the encryption. Yep. But this is well-known technology. This is not difficult to do.
True. We know. I just think it's a matter of logistics. It's like a large company sort of, the IT department is busy running around remediating all manner of individual things, and it's like, okay, that's on our to-do list. Well, I hope the industry is changing the priorities of these things, because they really do need to get done.
Especially now. I mean, it's so obvious. This is going to be a big business issue.
Ooh, it is becoming big business.
Yeah.